Welcome back to the Wins and Losses podcast. I'm Evan Winkler with my co-host Joey, Motor City Muscle Lakapo. He's ready to rock and roll today. He's got the black jersey on, he's ready for the Lions.
Right,
Got
big
Monday Night
Lions.
Football versus Baker touchdown maker.
That's right, big game tonight.
This
big
is a
game
big
for
game
the
for
Lions.
you.
They are going to rock the Motor City Muscle
Yeah.
tonight. They're wearing all blacks with the blue helmets. Going to look tough like they always do. So
That'll look pretty sweet.
Go
Yeah.
Lions. Got the old hutch on, but
We got a sunny day outside today. Joey wanted to do a little golfing. I kind of let him down. The lawn needs to be mowed. I probably should just say, hey, screw it and get out there and hit
That's
the
what
clubs.
you get when you have a responsible friend. I should have known Evan's too responsible to skip out.
But hey, there might not be any more days left, folks.
Yeah, it's fall in Michigan. It turns quickly around here. It was 80 degrees on
Yeah.
Saturday, and you look at today, and it's mid 50s, but
It
it's
is.
pretty beautiful
It is.
outside.
We should have the podcast on the course.
Yeah, we
Could have been a 4-hour podcast
Could have
podcast today.
totally seen our golfing skills.
Yes, you would have been amazed. At
But
least
hey,
by the
let's-
rules, at least. But
Let's
hey.
talk. Who's the winner
Oh,
of the
the
Buffs
Buff
today?
man, my main man Joey was 7-3 this
the
week.
Buffs this week.
I was
The Buffs
5-5, 500.
The Buffs are back home where they belong.
The Magic Man, Pick Man, he got him. He did a great job in the NFLs where we kind of separated
Yeah, I
ourselves.
went 7-3 last week.
Yeah, that was good.
You did a 5-5, actually 500. So you did not have a losing record. So it was kudos to you.
Kudos to me. I was trying to go out there on a limb, a few of those picks, and didn't quite go my way.
Yeah, that's how it goes. You win some, lose some.
You do.
It'll happen to me too. It's nature of the beast.
I have to go like 8-2 though to beat him because he's always 6-4.
Nature of the beast. How about some of those
7-3.
games this weekend?
Man,
The
wow.
Dogs, Georgia proved that they are kind of down but never out. You just can't kill that dog.
That's not the cardiac cats, the cardiac dogs, I think, or
Oh
something.
my gosh, Georgia!
How do they keep surviving?
Coming back from the ashes, getting Ole Miss. And he had Vandy, Diego Pavia making his Heisman push there against LSU. And,
I think he made the Heisman post.
the fighting,
a little early.
fighting
Little early.
Brian Kelly for the time being at least.
Yes, that is not good for Mr. Kelly. He's got to win
No,
out.
he's struggling.
He's
He's
got to win
struggling.
out at this point.
Well, we're going to talk about the coaches here in a minute. I want to go through some of these games,
Yeah.
but we're going to talk about this coaching carousel.
But the thing about Georgia, though, it's great for Georgia, though, is they can finish games.
Oh, yeah.
So that's great. When you're playing good teams and you know your defense locks down, it looked like Ole Miss was just probably going to win that eventually.
Honestly, I was kind of saying it half kiddingly, but I'm in all seriousnly, you just can't kill them. That
No,
is
you
a
can't.
sign of a winning team, a championship team, a
Mental-
team that
mental toughness.
Yeah, you just can't put them away. I mean, those are teams that you need to just literally, like, if you're stepping on their throats, you need to just keep stepping.
Yes,
You know,
totally.
I mean, you let off, and Georgia will make you pay.
It's not over.
So that is a team that 100% does not die. That's a sign of toughness. That's a championship pedigree team. That's
Yeah.
what when you get Kirby Smart
does.
and he's won championships and he knows what it takes. That's kind of what happens.
And Ole Miss
So,
looks good. They look like a playoff team, but they got some. They got one loss. So they only have so many more chances left. But they
the
got to
thing-
keep working and see what happens with their schedule. Don't they? Do they play Alabama?
They do. They do. The thing I worry about Ole Miss, and I said we'll talk about it later, but let's just get into it now. Lane Kiffin's name is being already rumored for numerous SEC jobs, let alone coaching jobs. His name's been up there with the Penn State job. His name is being mentioned with the Florida job that is now open due to Billy Napier being let go yesterday. And could be soon to be released Brian Kelly. His name could be top of the list for that LSU job. So that's a lot of distractions for Ole Miss. They have a brutal schedule coming up.
No, it's kind of favorable. They play Oklahoma next week, but then they got South Carolina, who's 3-4, who's supposed to be my sleeper in the SEC. You
yeah,
see that in
you're right.
Citadel, which they have a football team.
Yeah.
Then they play Florida,
Yep.
and then they play Mississippi State.
Okay,
So they
no,
got, it's pretty favorable,
They
actually.
have Oklahoma. No, I thought that they had Alabama,
Me
not
too.
South Carolina. Yeah.
Yep.
So, no, I mean, it could very well happen. And, I do see the SEC pulling anywhere from 5 to possibly 6 playoff teams this year. It's going to be very SEC Big Ten heavy.
They're deep. They're
You
deep.
know, I mean, there's a lot up there. You got Mississippi, you got Texas, you got Oklahoma, you got Bama, Georgia, A&M.
Yeah.
Missouri's playing well. Vanderbilt can't kill Diego Pavia, and really LSU's not even out of it. So
They got 10 teams with like
Tennessee is another one.
2 or less losses.
Yeah, I mean
That's
they're
pretty
all.
crazy.
I mean, and the Big Ten's right there too. You look at
Yeah.
the Big Ten as a conference, and they're very top loaded too. Obviously, you have the Big Three with Oregon and Indiana and Ohio State, but you also have Michigan and USC and teams just floating around there with one conference loss. I mean, they could very easily get 5 to 6 teams.
So do you feel? I know you're talking about this coaching carousel. So you think Kiffin might leave, or do you just feel like it's a big distraction because now his players are fielding questions? He's got to field the questions that can be a distraction to how the overall product of the rest of the game of the rest of the
Anytime
season.
you're being courted by a high-profile job, I've heard from numerous people that they're considering Florida an actual better job than Penn State. I mean, just with the type of talent you have in the state of Florida, the type of athletes you can pull down there, and I mean, let's just face it, the weather and kids want to go there, and I mean,
They just haven't won it forever there.
Yeah, well, since Urban Meyer, they've won it more recently than Penn State.
Yeah.
Penn State hasn't won it since '86. So I mean, realistically, Florida's probably a better job. But if LSU opens up, they said LSU would be probably the best job of all. So who knows? With all the murmurings, I don't know if Kiffin would leave. I know his daughter goes to Ole Miss. He's kind of settling in down there. He's kind of beloved. He's brought a winning culture, winning program. But
he's done a nice job there.
A lot of these coaches have egos, big egos. Kiffin had a huge ego. He has tamed down quite a bit.
Did you feel like it's changed a little bit because he was at USC, he was at Tennessee, and now it's kind of like, hey, I don't need to be chasing stuff.
Right.
I chased that USC job, and when I probably should have stayed at Tennessee, maybe.
I do think he's chasing a championship.
He is.
Where is his
Everyone wants to win that,
Where is
right?
his best shot at a championship? Could it be at Florida, where the athletes are better and the recruiting's better? And let's just face it, the money's bigger, or Ole Miss, or Penn State. I mean, anywhere. I mean, these jobs, and like I said, LSU, if LSU becomes open, could become huge.
The thing with LSU, the pressure is so much different.
Oh, yeah.
There, I mean, the room for error is so much less.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Ole Miss isn't used to this kind of thing, but maybe that's what you want, though, right?
What did I used to tell the kids on the soccer field? Pressure makes diamonds, man.
It does.
So it's like, realistically, the pressure is not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, some people thrive under the pressure. They want that.
It also can get you fired.
100%. But some people need that push. Some people get settled in when it becomes very comfortable, like Ole Miss is seeming like a very comfortable job right now.
Yep.
And so it's just like he could get comfortable and say, "Hey, look, I want to stay at Ole Miss," but coaches have egos and they want to win and they want to chase it. Why did Brian Kelly leave Notre Dame? I mean,
he
really,
thought he had a better shot at LSU than Notre Dame.
Well, Kiffin might think he has a better shot at Florida.
That's true. Yeah.
So I mean, realistically, I don't know. But all the noise could be a distraction. Obviously, the noise with Matt Rule going to Penn State was kind of a distraction for Nebraska this week, who laid an egg at Minnesota.
It makes that hire look worse.
Yeah,
the more Nebraska loses to me.
Well, yeah. 100%.
If you want to hire Matt Rule.
Yeah, I don't know if Matt Rule is going to be the fix. He's no different than James Franklin. Even James Franklin's name's being murmured down there in Florida.
Yeah.
He might do better down in an SEC school.
Because he is an SEC. I think some of it has to do with fit, too. I think James Franklin did fine at Penn State, but
he did good at Vanderbilt.
Yeah, he did great at Vanderbilt. Yeah. So if they're like Lane Kiffin, he'd probably do better down in the South. I think he's kind of got some roots down there now that he's been at Alabama, Tennessee, and all that.
Right.
Just like Brian Kelly might be better up here.
Yeah, he's more of a northern.
He's worked up here forever, Grand Valley, Central,
Cincy, he got his
Notre Dame.
Teeth at Grand Valley up here in Michigan.
Got a lot of connections with coaches and people.
Yeah, 100%. So who knows? Maybe with Michigan State kind of teetering right now, Jonathan Smith, if they lose to the Wolverines this weekend, Michigan State could open up very soon too. Brian Kelly might come to Sparty.
Oh yeah,
you never know. You never know.
He'll have options for sure.
Oh, 100.
And then you got Florida State too. I mean, they just said that they're not going to make a call to the end of the year, but it doesn't look good.
Mike Norvell, I do worry about it. I think he kind of knows he's dead man walking right now. He's just going to finish out the year. I think that they're one of one coach is Dion. I think Dion wants to go there. I think
that'd be great. Whether the Florida State it's a mutual thing.
Right. I think
that'd be a great fit.
He's a natural fit. He's a good coach. It'd be a splashy hire, But who knows? Who knows what direction Florida State's going to go? I mean, it's going to lead other dominoes to Colorado. What happens at Colorado then? I mean, all these dominoes are just so intriguing. But the fact that it's happening in the middle of the season is just
It's usually not that big of a thing in college football.
It's
usually,
just astonishing.
I don't know why they're doing it so early. Is it something that kind of show, hey, recruits, we're going to get rid of someone, we're going to bring someone that we're like?
I think the pressure from these boosters and these people that are writing the checks to these universities is so huge that these ADs and these presidents of these universities just feel the pressure. Let's just get rid of them now. We have to. We got to sell tickets and this, that. I don't know. With the portal being so soon after the season, I think they just want to have their new coach kind of ready to be hired when the season ends and just kind of keep it rolling. I just think it's a mistake. You're basically, all these schools are giving up on their season. They're giving up on their kids. They're writing this season off. They're willing to lose half their team because a lot of these kids are going to leave.
Yeah.
I mean, you think DJ Lagway stays at Florida? Do you think some of the Penn State kids stay at Penn State? They were loyal Franklin
All depends
guys.
who gets in, too, right?
You know,
you got to get someone early.
Yeah,
it's got to be. It's got to be. If your team doesn't make the playoff, then you're a coach that can get hired. But if you're, let's say Lane Kiffin makes the playoff, and they go deep, I mean, that he might not get hired just because they need to get someone in December
and
or November.
As the season progresses, I mean, I'm not
just for that recruiting thing is huge.
I'm not saying anything's set in stone, but you look at somebody. Nobody is safe. I mean, I heard murmurings of Sharon Moore.
Yeah, totally.
They wanted Moore's head after that USC game. The funny thing is you hear names even like Dabo Sweeney, who continues to lose at Clemson, which is crazy to me. But it's just like, people want Dabo gone. He would be a fantastic hire. At any of these universities, these major jobs. I mean, he's a national championship winning coach. I mean, I can't believe Clemson wins 2 titles in 3 years in 2015, 2017, whenever they won. And now Dabo's looking for. He should be a lifetime.
Well, there should be no questions asked.
There should be a statue of him out there.
Totally.
I mean, it's just the state of college football now. That's where we're at. With money and
just no one has patience. That's the problem. It's like just because you fire one guy doesn't mean it's going to be better than the next guy.
And it's people like Signetti that bring those expectations.
It does. But yeah, because the one coach that can turn it around, right?
That's you, Signetti.
The one coach that turns it around in 1 year, then you think, well, I'm going to find a coach that does the exact same thing.
They see people like Kirk Signetti, and they're like, look, it can be done. He's doing it at Indiana. Yeah, but he's one of one.
Totally.
The thing is,
and there's no guarantee you're going to sustain that success either, right?
Right. And that's the thing. It's just like, man, I know I was talking to you off camera yesterday, and you're like, IU is just giddy that they're undefeated and they've been in the top 10 2 years. That might be enough for IU. That's not enough for LSU. No. LSU's continually top 5. They need to win national championship. Signetti has not proved he can even win He hasn't even won a Big Ten championship yet.
Or a playoff game.
Or a playoff game, So, I mean, you hear Marcus Freeman's name. And I know there's a lot of Notre Dame lovers around here. It's just like, he's gotten them to the playoff. He's won maybe 10 games. Is that what you want? Is that acceptable at Notre Dame? You guys want championships. You want championships. He hasn't proved that he's won championships, and he's being courted by Penn State, and he'll be courted by Florida and some of the other big schools. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be very interesting. This coaching carousel is just keeps on going round and round, and as the days and months go by here, all these jobs just become just a big carousel, a big circle, I mean, what's open next and who fits here?
Who goes here?
And it's all big distraction. The teams that are actually still winning and still able to actually win this year and win now. Florida was not going to make the playoff.
No.
But Florida could very well have made a good bowl game. They
still let them ride it out.
They still have Georgia on the schedule. They still have, I believe, don't they have Texas? Or they had Ole Miss on the schedule. Florida's got some big, big games coming up, but yet you're going to fire their coach after he won on Saturday. We're going to let you go. They have Tennessee, or no.
They have Georgia.
They have Georgia left. Who do they have left?
They got
Kentucky, Ole Miss, and Florida State. That's another
Tennessee.
one. And Florida State's down, but that's an in-state rival. But you're going to go in there with an interim coach. Look what happened to Penn State this past weekend with an interim coach. They go to Iowa and lose. Penn State is 0-4 in the Big Ten.
They want the UCLA effect. There's another thing, right?
Yeah,
UCLA has won every game since then, right?
Yeah, UCLA. But they're playing their offensive coordinator, Neuheisel, and their head coach, Skipper, they're playing with nothing to lose. They're playing with house money, and, the team is loose. They're turning the quarterback, Iamaleava's getting turned out there, looking great. Now they go into Hoosier Land.
Hoosier Land, wait till see what that pick is on Thursday.
Going to go in to Bloomington, and who knows if they can pick off the Hoosiers.
Because Maryland's a pretty good team. Maryland's playing good. They beat Maryland last week.
Yeah, no, Maryland's good. They've had some good wins.
They destroyed Michigan State.
Yeah, well, hopefully
they're not good.
Hopefully we destroy Michigan State.
Yes.
We got the big rivalry we'll talk more on Thursday about. But yeah, so yeah, college football was interesting. Of course, Ohio State went in and took care of business against Wisconsin. That Auburn-Missouri game was wild. Another heartbreaker in overtime. For Auburn. And he's another one. Hugh Freeze, he might be another dead man walking. And Auburn's a good job, too.
It is.
Arizona State with the big upset of Texas Tech. Kenny Dillingham's been a hot name right now. He went in and picked off the undefeated Red Raiders. BYU remains undefeated. They beat Utah. Oklahoma went into South Carolina, took care of business. Georgia Tech remains undefeated, popping up in the top 25. Now they're all the way up to number 7.
Yeah, there's a lot of upsets there in that top 10 this week.
I tell you, Miami went down on Friday night right after our podcast. Miami goes and gets beat.
4 interceptions by the guy. They dropped to 9, so they're still right there.
Carson
but they don't hold their own destiny now anymore.
Yeah, no, that ACC is Virginia's and Georgia Tech's to lose. Who'd have thought Virginia? They're number 16 right now. So, yeah, this top 25 is wild.
And Louisville holds the tiebreaker over Miami.
Yeah. Like I said, it should never be rankings until November. I'm going to preach that until it becomes true. You got these rankings that have shifted and changed and all that. They all mean nothing, but, the way the top 10 sits right now, you got Ohio State, Indiana, A&M, Bama, Georgia, Oregon, Georgia Tech, Ole Miss, Miami.
Sleeper right now. Tech, baby. Come on, Tech.
Vandy, the Commodores sitting in at number 10. So just knocking outside is BYU and Notre Dame. It's going to be interesting to see where everything kind of pans out for college. This week.
I know some people are saying that Notre Dame has that last spot in the playoff, which seems crazy to me, but they have it.
Well, I guess their marquee signature win against USC this weekend. Or will it be against Syracuse in a couple weeks?
Yes.
So, but who knows? Whatever. Notre Dame's playing well. Good luck to them. Let's just,
they got to win it. They got to win it out and see what happens. It's
even if they get
it's all going to come out. Some of these teams that are down below them or up above them have big games. So
yeah, they're going to get.
It's all going to be quality wins, I think.
Yeah, Notre Dame has no meat on their bone left. So even if they do win, they'll just move up 1 or 2. They're going to have teams that jump them.
Yeah.
And teams that fall below them too. So so who knows? Who knows what's going to happen with Notre Dame? I'm not really worried about that. Even if they do make the playoff, they're not going to get far. So
yeah. How about your old Michigan Wolverines, man? You're up there this week.
Good,
I know look good, but you didn't feel it in the stadium. You were saying
I did not feel it. The
stadium wasn't liking what they saw.
The weather was fantastic. It was probably low 80s, high 70s in Ann Arbor in the middle of October is unheard of.
At the big house.
It was
fabulous, beautiful place
fabulous weather. Sunsplash Stadium. Came out, a lot of murmuring.
Had a great breakfast burrito.
I did, yep. Went to Union Rec. Shout out to Union Rec for the good breakfast for me and my wife. But yeah, no. Going into the stadium, there were so many murmurings and a lot of people talking. Sharon, what's up with Sharon? He's got to lay off. He's just too conservative. He's just not the right coach. And we got off to that slower start. It was 0-0 after the first. 7-7 up until halftime. People are like, oh, this play calling. Once we settled in and Bryce found...
Second half teams, good teams pull away.
We played that game without Justice Haynes, although Jordan Marshall was
133 yards rushing.
Horse on offense, man. we played without Marlon Klein and Hogan Hansen tight ends. Evan Link went out first quarter of that game. Our lineman, probably one of our top linemen.
But the backup showed up.
But no, he looks like he's a real deal. He's
young guys.
He's a freshman too. So yeah, the future is bright. Listening to Joel Klatt and his analysis of it all. Michigan went back to Michigan football. It was bully football, good defense and strong running. In hindsight, pull myself away from all the negative talk that was around the stadium. It was Michigan football. It reminded me a little of 21, 22, when we were just starting off with Corum and Edwards and just pounding that rock and, playing good defense. We stepped up when we needed to. Washington was a good team.
Yeah, they're a good, solid team. They've lost to Michigan, Ohio State.
Yeah,
so you can't blame them for much other than that. I thought their defense looked solid, their offense did, but it just better teams win in the end.
No, we kind of made them look bad. So good. Good.
We
for
played great at home.
But, the old adage, got to keep it rolling.
Yeah.
We got a big rivalry game this weekend up in East Lansing.
We just got to stay focused and we just want to see improvement every week. So when we go to the Ohio State game, we're ready. That's what we want, right?
When it comes down to sheer talent and when it comes down to just dudes, I don't worry about that. We far outnumber the Spartans. Just something about going into a rivalry game in enemy territory. It's scheduled to be at night on Saturday.
State's only game that this could make their season. They've had a horrible season.
Their coach is on the teetering block, chopping block, whatever. Their quarterback's been inconsistent. But they get up for Michigan every year. They play dirty. They get pick fights. They start all this stuff with Michigan. So who knows? Bryce is going on the road. He won at Nebraska, but the other
consistent on the road.
Yeah, that Oklahoma USC didn't look his strongest on the road. So we'll see. I am a little nervous, but I think if we take care of the Spartans, which we should do, I think we can handle Northwestern, handle Maryland, Purdue at home, and then just gear up for the Buckeyes. That is a playoff game for us.
It is. You just want us to keep clicking. Like last year after that bye week, we just our whole team changed when we were at that Northwestern game.
Yep.
And those amazing seats we had. And then
we did 50-yard lines.
Yeah, 50-yard lines. Those were amazing.
They were good
cushioned
ones,
seats. They weren't cold. It was beautiful.
Very good ones.
But it's something. I think the hard thing for fans is like Bryce has so much athletic ability. Like you just want to see him do all these different things, right? Because really, if you think about Harbaugh was never flashy, right? He's going to hand it off. He's going to try to out-scheme you. He's going to be tough. He's going to have good line. He's like, you're going to know what we're going to do. We're going to run off tackle probably 50 times in one game, and you got to stop it. And then we're going to play action pass and hopefully get some good passing down the field to our tight ends or wide receivers. So if that's our identity, let's just make sure we're doing it well. I just hope that we're still using Bryce's legs every once in a while. He had a few runs, but you still want to see that sometimes because he's so athletic. It's kind of a waste of his abilities if you're not running or at least off script or get him outside the pocket. He throws so well outside the pocket.
It's such a threat to the opposing defense. Even if it's just the threat of running keeps them honest.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. He doesn't necessarily have to run, but he has to be a threat to run. So it's like he has to do it occasionally just to keep the defense honest.
And he was doing a good job where he would slide too when he ran. So he's you can tell like he's a learner. Mm-hmm. He was 21 for 27, 70% completion percentage. There's probably a few throws he still missed, but you like to see that improvement in him. We had that one horrible drop by Morgan again on fourth down. They had a great scheme. But Marsh had some great catches. They went to the tight ends. I feel like we haven't gone to the tight ends much.
Right.
And I feel like that's a safety
valve That's signature Michigan football. I mean, you look at our tight ends throughout the past years. We had Schoonmaker. We had Colston Loveland. We had A.J. Barner.
Yeah.
I mean, we had and we still have them. Even now, I mean, we're about
those
four.
Backups were studs.
We're 4 deep.
Marshall
we have Marlon Klein. We have Hogan Hansen. We got that Nate Marshall. Yeah, and then Anthony Tonelli, freshman in there. I mean, we just got tight ends coming out.
They made some huge catches
coming out of the woodwork, But they made some huge catches, and they gotta be a weapon for Bryce. Yeah. I mean, McCauley's a good deep threat. Marsh has got great hands. Samaj, when he's on, he's a great.
Yeah, because he's so athletic and fast, right? His quickness
receiver,
is crazy.
I mean, but yeah, use those tight ends and get back we'll get you back to Michigan.
Get back to Michigan football, right? That makes us successful.
And with the weather turning, we got a run game. Justice Haynes, hopefully another week he'll get healthy.
Yep.
We'll have Haynes and
make
Marshall.
sure he's ready to come back when you bring him back.
Haynes and Marshall, dual threat running backs. We got tight ends, quarterbacks coming along. It's setting up eerily similar to that 21-22 year when we played the Buckeyes.
The
man.
defense did a little bending, I thought. I think the first
Bend,
half,
but no
Washington made
break.
it across the midfield, I think, every possession, but we stopped them, or they missed a field goal, and they got one touchdown.
I still am a little worried of our secondary. I think our secondary,
They're young,
they are young, but there were a couple just wide, easy picks they just dropped.
Yeah.
There are a couple they just don't get their head around on defense.
Just need to throw it to the linebacker. The linebackers will get interceptions all day.
Yeah, our linebackers had 3 picks that game. But yeah, no, our DBs, I mean, Washington was throwing up jump balls and our guys wouldn't turn around on them. It's kind of concerning, but hopefully, and what concerns me is I equate everything to Ohio State. I look at if Washington's receivers can do that. And what about
wide receivers are better.
Yeah, what about Jeremiah Smith and what about Cornell Tate? So hopefully Michigan's got about a month to rectify that. So Michigan looked good. They had fun. It was a great day up at the big house. Ride home wasn't quite as fun. Riding home or driving home in a torrential rainstorm wasn't exactly
an accident. So you had Joey didn't get an accident. Hopefully the people were okay, but he was sitting in traffic for a while.
Sitting on 94 for a while, but made it home safe and safe and sound through the rain and traffic. And
so before we go to some NFL real quick for the last couple minutes here, who was your biggest surprise or best win of the weekend when it comes down to college games? Who had the best win of the weekend?
Well, the one that they probably needed it the most, the one that meant the most, was probably Notre Dame's. I think Notre Dame, every game they win is literally do or die.
True.
So Notre Dame's obviously, with the gravity of that game, their win was
quite a back
biggest.
and forth game, and that kick return was the change of momentum.
Bama sure flexed too. I mean, by them on Tennessee, they kind of
almost look unstoppable right now.
Alabama
almost look like the best team in the country.
So when it comes down to just sheer impressiveness, I say Alabama. But biggest win probably Notre Dame.
Because when you think about that top 5, like Ohio State looks good, but they haven't really played anybody compared to Alabama.
No.
Really?
And they won't because their
Texas
big game
has no offense.
Yeah, and their biggest game against Penn State is turning out not to be such a big game. So who is going to be their biggest game? November 26th.
Let's go, Joey will be there.
Yes, sir.
He might even be on the sideline.
Yeah, I'll rush it if we win.
Some college games that were big this week, and man, your Bears they've won 4 in a row. They are hot.
Yeah. Look out for Chicago, man. Look out. Ben Johnson.
And they did it with the running game this week.
Yeah,
really?
Swift had a huge game for
and
the
their backup
Bears.
running back and their other running back had 80 yards, I think.
No, I tell you what, man, Chicago is taking shape of a miniature Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
When Ben Johnson was building the Lions with Dan Campbell, and just got Goff off from the Rams, he was building and building.
Yeah.
And look at the Lions now. That's what he's doing with Caleb
Might
Williams.
be a Lions-Bears division.
Yeah, I think
Let's get rid of the Packers and let's get rid of the Vikes.
Get rid of that. I hate the Packers.
Yes.
Get rid of the Packers, man. They drive me nuts. They won yesterday, too.
Another big one I thought was the Chiefs getting into 4-3. I know the Raiders are not very good at all, but they're back. They're one game out of first place. They're tied for second.
Only because my Chargers can't beat the
Oh,
Colts.
man, the Colts. I tell you what, that is like...
The Indianapolis,
they keep shocking me every week.
Hands down, Indianapolis, if not the best team in the NFL, definitely the real deal.
They took it to the Chargers. Chargers are a good football team.
Indianapolis is a good football team.
Yes.
With that run game and Daniel Jones coming along.
Totally.
Resurrecting his career in Indianapolis.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, amazing.
Because the Chargers are a playoff team.
Yeah.
And possible division winner, possibly, in that division. You know what I mean?
Indianapolis.
And the most exciting game of the day was the Giants and the Denver Broncos. The Broncos were dead.
Yeah, down
The whole
19
game.
in the fourth quarter.
But like what? Yeah. And then it was
Down
like 5
19.
minutes, and they were still down by like 2 touchdowns.
They were
somehow
the only
won.
team in NFL history to score 33 points in one quarter, and they did that against the Giants yesterday and came back to win 33-32.
The Giants doing giant things.
Giant doing giant things. Jackson Dart's first loss as a Giant.
He looked good though. He did some good things.
No,
you know,
Giant,
you got to be
he's definitely QB1 for the
future.
Giants.
The future. But that coach needs to.
Yeah,
I mean, talk about coaching hot seats. I think he's on the coaching hot seat.
I think Dable might be on his way.
And
out.
so is your Miami Dolphins.
Yeah. Well, they're more my wife's Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, they're not
I
looking.
really like Mike McDaniel.
They just got destroyed by
yeah,
Cleveland.
I don't know. I don't know what you're doing out there in Miami. Tua might be on the trading block. Who knows? Who knows?
And those other surprising teams to me is the Patriots. It's crazy that they
Drake May.
keep winning.
Drake
Yeah,
May,
he looks
I saw he was
like an MVP candidate.
4th in the MVP running right now. Wow.
And San Francisco keeps doing it with who knows what quarterback they got playing.
Keep on winning. Niners, they gave me the
coaches.
buffs this year.
They
They
did.
put me over the top.
Thought
Good
the
old
Falcons,
Niners.
man.
Good
And
old-
also his Cowboys also got on the bus.
that's right, Dak. Dak and the
Cowboys
boys.
had a great game.
They
Scored a
did.
lot of points. Their offense
Cowboys
carries
are going to
them.
make the playoffs, man.
Yeah,
Look
they
out.
might.
Look out. Cowboys
Hoping
going
they
to
don't.
make the playoffs. So.
Joey's calling it here. You heard him. You heard
Before
him.
we sign out, we got to give a shout out to the LA Dodgers that making the World Series finals. They don't know who they're going to play yet. But
Big game 7.
We're recording before Game 7. Tonight is the Seattle Mariners and Toronto Blue Jays.
Guerrero,
Game
baby.
7. Winner take all. Winner take all. Who's going to do it?
Guerrero Jr., come on.
A little Glad, or who's going to do it for the big dumper for Seattle? You never know. Never know. But Dodgers look pretty impressive. Shohei Ohtani up there in like Babe Ruth territory, striking
Can you
out.
believe that game?
Striking out 10, 3 homers. Oh my God.
2-hit ball, I think.
Who does that?
That is insane. Nowadays, how
Who-
can a person pitch and hit like that?
Who does that?
Might be the greatest player ever. That is
Amazing.
an insane performance.
Amazing.
Who do you got tonight then? Quickly.
Lions.
Who's winning in the Blue Jays Mariners?
I think the Jays. I think it's the Jays.
Okay.
Yeah. Also,
The Lions.
I know the Blue Jays are on, but I'll be watching. I'll have a TV on both. Be watching Detroit. Detroit's gonna handle Baker, touchdown Baker.
His boy Baker's going
That's
down
right.
tonight.
I still love you, Baker, but boy, oh boy.
Not over his Motor City muscle.
Motor City muscle tonight.
muscle, baby.
Go D.
Come
Go big Detroit tonight. Also, real quick, before we sign off, we got the NBA season starting tomorrow. We're just going to do a broad preseason prediction. Who you got? Who's winning it all?
OKC.
You going
Repeat.
back? You going back to back OKC?
Or the Pistons.
Okay, yeah, Detroit. That'd be a nice finals for
I'm just
everybody.
hoping they win a playoff series this year. They want to keep building.
Yeah, I don't know. With KD going to Houston, the Rockets might be an odds-on favorite.
Yeah.
They did have a big injury to Van Vliet. Look out for the Knicks. Celtics have injury problems.
Knickerbockers.
Pacers have injury problems. Cleveland's going to be good again, but, it might be Luka's year in LA.
I could, maybe.
Might
See
be
if
Luka.
LeBron can stay healthy.
Maybe
He's out a little
Cooper
bit, sir.
Flag in Dallas.
Yeah,
Might be Steph
Dallas.
Curry's last hurrah in
Yeah.
Golden State. Could be an interesting year in the NBA, but I do think OKC's probably the team to beat.
And our Red Wings are
Yeah,
5-1.
the Wings up there in rare. Them and the Avalanche.
Bringing it. Let's
top,
go.
Top 2 teams in hockey right now. So go
Hope
Wings.
this is the year they're back in it.
That's right. Go Wings. Blackhawks playing well too. Don't sleep on the Blackhawks. They're young. So, all right, we went a little long today. I apologize, but we will be back Friday for our Friday picks and predictions show. Hopefully you'll tune in. Until then, I'm Joey Lockpoe. It's Evan Winkler. We say
Go Blue.